Good, numbing. Hello YouTube, I hope you're all doing well. We're back with session 3 of 5.1, and probably the last one, unless there's something drastic that happens. Last time we left off, we did the war chapter, the crazy chaos of like everything going on with the Abyss kicking in, and then getting Moika to inform us afterwards that basically things are going to kick off again later when we return to the story, but that's for another time. This sounds very loud to me, hang on. Is it just where we are? Either that or I'm just tired. I'll do that, because it just sounds a little loud to me. I think we have to start this event first before we can actually do Xilonen's quest, so we'll just do this. Hey Xilonen, didn't expect to see you here. Xilonen. Hey there, traveler, Paimon. What, is it so weird to see me at my own home? Well, no, but Paimon thought you'd found a beautiful tree to get a few days shut-eye in by now, since you just solved such a big problem. Oh, I'd love to, but everyone's been busy with the reconstruction. It'd feel wrong to slack off at a time like this. So is this where you've decided to contribute? Yeah, let me show you something. Wow, what a pretty jewel. Something looks off. Sharp as always. This is a phlogiston honey pearl with peculiar patterning that's been making the rounds recently in the market. They're usually produced by phlogiston aphids, pretty common really. But these oddly patterned ones are both novel and scarce, making them quite expensive. Paimon gets it. Then that's just how like we love treasure chests that have awesome looking patterns on them too. So I brought a few for my collection, and guess what? After a few days, the potted plant I was raising nearby had withered. I didn't think much of it at first. I mean, I don't know the first thing about growing plants anyway. Later, however, I heard Kachina say that some people got sick. Most of them were customers of Shevan's gemstone shop. Even Shevan herself proved no exception. Wait, did it have something to do with this gem then? I thought so too, and so I smashed one open and discovered that it contained some abyssal energy. Low concentration, of course, and isolated by the outer shell of the honey pearl itself, which made it almost undetectable. What about the victims? How are they doing now? No need to worry. The low concentration resulted in rather minor maladies, with most being sleepy or being prone to exhaustion. I feel sleepy and prone to exhaustion. It hasn't had any effect on the more fits, like myself or Kashina. And here Paimon thought this might be a sticky situation. Sticky? Like the honey and honey pearls? I bet Paimon was thinking sticky like slimes instead. Hey, you know it. And unfortunately for us, this problem's only a threat to ordinary people, just like slimes. You two really understand one another. We totally do. Still, we've met lots of people scared stiff of slime, so it's not like we can ignore it if it becomes dangerous for us, right? Exactly. I would explain the situation to our chief, and ask him to collect and destroy as many strange honey pearls on the market. But we still need to attack this issue at its source. My sentiments exactly. Like I said, phlogiston honey pearls are produced by phlogiston aphids. If anything is the source of the problem, it'd be them. I went to look for Kanish, since he's got the better head of investigating between us. Yesterday he sent word that he found aphids with abyssal contamination. There are also traces of their presence near the Scions of the Canopy and the people of the Springs. Right, and Kanish also notified Morlani. However, they're not exactly gemstone enthusiasts, so the problem didn't affect them as much. Looks like there's still all sorts of lingering abyss-related issues, huh? Guess we gotta be patient. How do you plan to deal with the aphids? Well, catch them first. We need to purify this level of abyssal contamination. We shouldn't need to harm the aphids. Kanish has marked out places where they gather, and I'm heading there heading to a spot near our tribe. Would you like to come along? Oh, by the way, a little bug catching sounds like fun, doesn't it? I'd have invited Kachina, but unfortunately she's occupied. Hey, I'm game. Glad to have you. Would have been a boring trip otherwise. Let's head off then. Oh, he's just gonna warp over there.
Xilonen, good thing you're here. I'm wondering if I can...
Oh no, it's not that we warped over there, it's that now it got rid of that, we can actually do Xilonen's story quest. That's what happened. That's what happened. We'll have to check that event in a bit.
Oh, the shelf on the left, second row down, first X on the right. That one's yours. And the garden hoe belongs to Iqnal, and the hammer is Pakal's, so Make sure you take the one that's yours.
I haven't even said why I'm here. But looks like you're about to head out for a break.
Yes, but I am going to take it right here. The temperature is just perfect today.
It looks like you've already started, Xilonen. Oh, it's perfect here for a break. You're already head down, like, sleeping. Come on. What do you mean?
Really? But doesn't it feel a lot hotter than usual? I really don't want to stay out in this heat.
Exactly. In hot weather
Exactly.
like this, customers don't tend to
She's
stick
got that.
around and talk when they're coming to place orders or pick up the goods.
I see. Oh, here comes another customer. I'll just leave you to it then, and pick up my axe.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Oh yeah, she looks tired. I mean, we did do a lot last stream.
Hey, Xilonen!
Oh, Traveler, Paimon! We meet again. Oh, you two seem to be in good spirits. How's your Pilgrim's Chronicle been? Run into any issues?
No, everything's fine so far.
Oh, good. It was also my first time receiving a Pilgrim's Chronicle. Even though I've already turned it over to you, there are still a lot of things that could go wrong, so I wasn't sure if there'd be any issues.
Huh? So, what are the chances that something might still go wrong?
Well, less than the chances of Mualani accidentally falling off a spirit way, I'd say.
Oh, well, that definitely would never happen.
I found the Xilonen. Thanks a lot. By the way, Nichka's birthday's coming up real soon. Are you planning to visit her?
I've prepared a gift, and was just getting ready to take it to her.
You're not planning on giving the kid a full set of pliers again, are you? Or, let me guess, woodworking tools?
I'd like a set too. Where can I buy one?
Yeah, I make these myself, and it's a lot of work. But if you like a set, I can make some time and forge one for you.
Great! We often camp out in the wild, but a set of Xilonen's tools would make pitching a tent and starting a bonfire a whole lot easier.
Well, still, I won't be giving Nichka any tools this year. She wrote me a letter saying that she'd like a copy of To Kill the Brave. The book is not what you call a bestseller, but luckily, I have a few copies in my collection. They were really old editions that were published a long time ago, but they should still be readable.
Children her age love fairy tales. The last time I was at Thesoli's, I even brought Nichka. Wait. What did I bring her again? It must have been her favorite thing, but, why can't I remember it anymore?
Oh, it is quite hot today. Seems you're about to pass out from the heat. Do you even remember your own name?
My memory can't be this bad. It's just these last few days. I've been forgetting things for some odd reason.
Well, in that case, why don't you use the Blaze Gem inscription you have as a memo to engrave some important things to remember? After all, that inscription will never wear out, and it's easy to carry. I'd say that's quite a fitting use for it.
You do have a point, but my inscription is almost already full.
Did you include all your relatives' names too?
No. I engraved some wishes on my Blaze Gem inscription. You know, just some dreams that I have for the future and things I'd like to accomplish one day. Even though Tassoli has said that from an aesthetic point of view, it would be best for people to keep their inscription short, this Blaze Gem inscription was still made by a name engraver, the forger of ancient names themselves. Everyone thinks that the inscription she made might have some wondrous powers. So, many people who bought Blaze Gem inscriptions engraved their wishes and dreams on them, in hopes that they would come true.
Sounds kinda like a wish granter. But if you do that, won't everyone be able to see your wishes and dreams?
I was wondering the same thing.
Don't worry. We usually ask Tassoli to add the inscriptions for us. She has a unique method of engraving. With her method, the light must be at a certain angle in order to see the text. Without the right angle of lighting, the Blaze Gem inscription will just look like a pretty stone.
That's true. In the end, a Blaze Gem inscription is essentially just a piece of rock. It doesn't have the power to grant people's wishes. Making wishes to it is like shouting into an echoing valley. The only one who will answer is yourself. But using it as a journal for your wishes is also fine. Carrying them with you and taking a look from time to time can be a good source of encouragement. Well, as long as you don't suddenly change your mind and want to take your wishes back, that is. These things are extremely durable. It would take a lot of effort to change the words. And I don't think anyone would willingly part with it either. They're not cheap and very hard to get. If you ever lost it, you'd just be filled with regret. Still, it's really strange. Given Auntie's skill, how could it take so long for her to make one? Oh, well, I hope someone didn't give her an idea of making fewer and selling for more.
Oh, I know just the person who would do that.
It's true. Chevin would totally have put that in her ear. Still, I don't think it's such a bad thing for Tosoli to make some money by selling these. At least she and little Nechka are better off now, and won't have to worry about the cost of treating her illness anymore. I was really worried about their family at first, and was even planning to send them some... Huh? What was I planning to send to Nechka again? This memory of mine.
All right, if you stay out in the heat for any longer, I'm afraid even the inscription won't be able to save your memory. You should, go back. Yeah, get some rest.
Right. Right. Please give my regards to Tlesoli and Nechka. What's going on? Maybe I should go talk to Ernly to get some medicine.
So you'll be going to Nechka's birthday party too, Xilonen? Oh, perfect! Then let's go together!
Oh, yeah, sure, but I didn't expect you to know Tlesoli too. She hasn't been coming to the tribe much lately, so how did you get a chance to talk with her?
You explained your encounter with her to Xilonen.
Oh, so that's how you met her. She even wants to use volcanic crystal as a forging material. Guess she's really pulling out all the stops for her daughter.
We also wanted to get a gift for Nishka, but we have no idea what she might like.
Then let's just go and ask. Come on, I want to give her the book anyway.
Huh? Wait a second, our birthday gift's supposed to be a surprise? If we ask Nechka, then she'll know what gift we'll be getting her. And that would ruin the surprise!
But if you don't ask her, then how will you know what kind of present she would like? Here's another idea. Perhaps you can also give her a storybook based on what she wrote in her letter. That might be a good option.
Easy enough, I have loads of those in my bag.
But shouldn't we give it a little more thought? If we all give her books, it might seem like we didn't put much effort into it. Xilonen, have you really never asked her what she would like the most? There must be something else she'd like besides books.
Unfortunately, no. Nechka's illness has kept flaring up over the past few years. Apparently, she couldn't do anything during that time other than rest in bed. She didn't even have the strength to talk to anyone. It wasn't until recently that she started to recover from her illness and regained strength to write letters to others. Anyway, there's no need to overthink it. Worst case scenario, I can split the book into 2 volumes and we can each give her one.
Let's just go and ask Nishka.
Yeah, even though it would ruin the surprise, we could at least get her something that would make her happy.
Yeah, just make sure she opens Volume 1 first and not Volume 2, otherwise it will completely give the game away.
Anyway, could you tell us a bit more about the book that you're getting her? Is it really that unpopular?
Well, it's a little difficult to explain. You see, there are actually 2 versions of To Kill the Brave. The premise of the book is pretty straightforward. It's basically about a set of twin brothers working to defeat a demon lord. But after defeating the demon lord, the older brother, To Kill, discovers that the king's spirit has possessed his younger brother, Remok. In the ending of the original story, the older brother kills his younger brother to defeat the demon lord, before jumping into a volcano.
A somewhat aged copy of To Kill the Brave. Oh my... Yeah, I'll read that
remember
another
there was
time.
one line that was super popular at the time, if I still remember right. After being possessed by the goddess Coatlicue, Rimac said, "I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit. Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left."
So what about the other version of the story?
The other version was released only recently. The author heard a suggestion from someone and suddenly decided to try and make a stake in the fairy tale market, so the story was revised. In the revised version, the brothers killed the demon lord together and both survived. According to the author, this gave the story a happy ever after kind of ending. However, the revised version was not well received. After a month on the market, it had hardly sold any copies and the books were collecting dust on the store shelves. The store owners desperately tried to get rid of the book and have resorted to all sorts of promotions and discounts to sell it. Even now, the only edition of To Kill the Brave you can find in the market is the newer one, whereas the older edition is nearly impossible to find. Anyway, I couldn't bring myself to give such a poorly rated book to Nichka, so I spent a few days looking and managed to find a few copies of the old edition in a warehouse. I picked out a copy that looked relatively new and wrapped it up as a present for Nichka.
What's with that stray comma? that misplaced comma in the middle of the sentence? Come on, guys.
If you're interested, I can give you this extra copy to read. The pages are pretty old, though, so please be gentle with it. Oh, and here's a copy of the newer edition, too. They gave me a free copy when I went to buy some chocolatl.
So that's how they're trying to sell off the book. Could it really be that bad? Even Paimon's curious now.
You could read them to me while we're on the road, Paimon.
Okay, but you'll have to carry Paimon for a while. Once Paimon's done reading it herself, she'll read it out for you.
Let's get going. Celestoli lives pretty far from the tribe, so it'll take us some time to get there.
Yeah, it went straight into the melodious chant. Because the event needs to go somewhere else. That's funny. Oh yeah, somewhat aged copy of... I'm going to try and focus down on doing this. If we get time afterwards, we will mess around with that event a little bit. I just had to start the event before it would let me in. Oh, it's going to be quite the descent. Okay, we're good, we're good. The cutscene kicked in.
Go on now, Iengu. Nachika is still resting.
It's Fasoli, we're here!
Oh, what a surprise. And even Xilonen is here too.
We came to visit Nishka.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, Auntie. I received Nichka's letter. She wanted a copy of To Kill the Brave, right? Well, I've brought the book for her. There are several editions of the book in Natlan, and I wasn't sure which version she'd prefer. I asked a messenger from the Scions of the Canopy. It seems this softcover edition is one of the most popular options, so I brought it for Nichka.
You haven't changed a bit, Xilonen. Let's go inside. I was just boiling some chocolatl, so you can all try some. Xilonen used to love drinking chocolatl. When she was little, she would always have several cups every time she came to
I
visit
love
me.
the fucking game that Paimon's playing in the background with the creature. It's like she had it to chase after her to play tag. Like she's playing hide and seek. You can see her hiding behind the torch on the left.
You were already a big girl by the time I finally had my Nachika. Alright, for now let's...
Oh, Auntie, let's go inside. Traveler, please help me get her into the house.
Sure thing.
Oh, Paimon will help too!
Paimon, why are your animations sped up?
Be good, Yangu, and
Okay, there we go.
the way.
All right, let's get indoors. Watch your step, Auntie.
Take it easy.
I think we did these quests in 5.0, like the live streams of 5.0. I can't remember.
Neitchika's illness has been flaring up recently, so I was up for a few nights. I suddenly started to feel dizzy in the sun. I hope I didn't scare you. Have a seat. I'll fetch you a few cups of chocolatl. Please wait a moment.
Oh, I've already brought them over. This cup's for you, Auntie. And these are for you, too.
Chocolatl? What does it taste like? Paimon's heard that it can be pretty bitter. Traveler, could you give it a try first?
Oh, don't worry. Auntie always adds a lot of sugar. It won't be bitter.
The last time you came to visit, you were still just a kid. But now you're a pillar of the Children of Echoes. No, of all Natlan even.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to the drinks I had here and the books I happened to read.
You've been close for quite some time then.
We heard that you two are from the same tribe, but Paimon had no idea you were so close.
When I was little, my parents were always talking about how skilled Auntie was at forging ancient names and how she was a good role model for the rest of us. The moment I became idle at home, they would toss me into Auntie's workshop to watch and learn.
Then I would have your parents go back, boil you a pot of chocolatl, and let you play in the house.
Yeah, and then I would drink and listen to you banging away with your tools in the workshop. But eventually, she moved out of the tribe to find some more space, and I didn't have the chance to visit again after that.
But why did you seem so familiar with the place when you went to the kitchen for the drinks just now?
Because the layout of this place is identical to her old house. Let me see. Yeah, that should be Nichika's bedroom then.
That's right. I remember you used to hunker down in the room to read and draw. But you're all grown up now. Even if you wanted to live here, I'm afraid you've already outgrown Nichika's bed.
Xilonen seems like an older sister to Nichika.
That's how Nichika sees Xilonen too. Whenever she's feeling better, she always asks me when her pen pal sister will be coming to visit.
Well, yeah, I'm here now, and even brought a gift as an apology. I'll leave the book here.
You said Nichika asked you for the book? I hope it wasn't too much trouble to get. Really, I'm surprised that she even asked you for a present. When she's at home, she'd even ask me for permission to eat some snacks. Maybe I've been too strict with her. She's obviously starting to like her big sister more than her own mother.
Oh, really? Well, I'd say I really haven't done enough to deserve the title of big sister. Yeah, I wasn't able to help her when she was sick, and I didn't even come and visit her that many times. Well, the only thing I have been able to do is to help her find some books.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Xilonen. You have great responsibilities as the name engraver of the tribe. We both know you are far too busy to take care of her. The responsibilities on your shoulders also became far heavier when I gave up on my work.
You just had more important things to tend to, Auntie. No one in the tribe blames you. We all know that Nichika needs her mother's care.
But that doesn't change the fact that I gave up on my work. And even now, I still have not found the courage to pick up my hammer again. I'm sorry to leave you to shoulder all the responsibilities alone, Xilonen.
Oh.
Ooh, why so somber all of a sudden? Don't be so sad, everyone. Hasn't Nichika gotten better lately?
Oh, relax, Auntie. I can handle the work. But once Nichika is back on her feet, you should get back to work and let me have a vacation. You'll be the one who's busy then, and I'll be sitting at the side drinking chocolatl and cheering you on.
If that day really comes, you can have as much chocolatl as you like.
Is her condition really that serious?
If you asked me before, I wouldn't have even been able to talk about it. But now that she's gradually recovering, I've also gained some courage to face what happened back then. Neitchika's illness actually originates from the Abyss. That night, I was in the tribe, having a discussion over the forging of new ancient names. Before we could finish our discussion, the alarm started to ring outside. A horde of monsters from the Abyss suddenly attacked the tribe, so everyone banded together to fight them off. I joined the fray as well, and it wasn't until the monsters were repelled that I got back home with some guards from the tribe. But Neichika was gone. I can't remember how long I spent searching for her. Maybe for 2 or 3 days. In the end, we found Neichika at the bottom of a short cliff.
Oh, Jesus.
She was holding a dried up embercore flower in her hand, and there were traces of abyssal corruption around her wounds. I know. It was all my fault. Before the incident, Neichika had asked if I could forge an ancient name for her. Work was busy at the time, so I told her that if she could find an embercore flower, I would use it as material to forge her an ancient name. Oh, Neichika, my daughter. My Neichika. I was holding her in my arms, but no matter how many times I called her name, she wouldn't open her eyes and look at me. I was the one who decided to move my workshop to the outskirts of our tribe for work, and I was the one who left her home alone. Oh, my daughter. My Neichika. Why do you have to suffer like this?
Whoa, hey! It's okay, right? Neichika's getting better. She already has the strength to write letters now, doesn't she? Well, Xilonen has even brought her a gift.
Please drink some water first.
Sorry. I just can't control myself whenever I remember that time. Phew. Alright. It's not every day that we get guests. I really shouldn't be crying like this.
Yeah, all this fucking trauma
I
dumping, I
asked
just
someone
got
to buy
it.
some
What
ingredients
the
for
fuck's going on here, man? Come on.
Why don't you stay for dinner tonight? I'll make some shrimp bisque, grilled fish and mint sauce, and tower tacos.
We'll help. That sounds like a lot to make, and we don't want you to tire yourself out.
Enough talk, let's start with the fried egg.
Huh? She mentioned all those delicious dishes, and you're just going to make a fried egg?
Thank you both, but don't worry. It's just a few dishes. I'll be fine. You three just need to make sure everything gets eaten up. I can't eat a lot at this age.
Oh, we haven't had anything to eat yet, so don't worry. We'll make sure there are no leftovers.
I promise the plates will be picked clean.
Ah, it just occurred to me that Xilonen likes to eat cheesy crab hot pot. Why don't I make that instead of the grilled fish and mint sauce? I remember you don't like picking out fish bones.
Both are fine with me. I've learned to just chew up the fish bones now.
Oh, come on now.
What?
If you don't want to pick out the bones, I can just take them out for you. Anyway, for dessert, would you like a cup of grain fruit or chocolate?
Cup of grain fruit.
Chocolate! Like the fucking guy from SpongeBob. Chocolate!
How about a cup of green fruit mixed with chocolate?
Okay, got it. I'll go start cooking, but could you do me a favor in the meantime? I ordered a bunch of ingredients, and they should be here any minute now. Would you go check by the door and see if they were already here? If so, please bring them in. Come on, Xilonen. Stop lying around. You shouldn't nap before dinner. It'll ruin your appetite.
Hey, I'm not a kid anymore, you know. You don't have to worry about my appetite.
That's beside the point. If you don't watch out for your health while you're still young, then when you get older, you'll...
All right. I'm getting up.
We'll go check on the ingredients with Xilonen. It isn't far, so it shouldn't take us long.
That kid.
It's just... Can we at least go check? Can we like, it's like, hey kid, how you doing? No, that'd be too easy, I suppose. Should I say anything else before I get the stuff?
That kid.
Oh, okay. That's only down the way, it's fine.
No one's come to deliver the ingredients yet. Paimon thought we'd see someone come flying down on a Yunkasaur as soon as we came out.
A messenger from the Scions of the Canopy wouldn't be flying here. They usually come climbing down the cliffs nearby. No need to look. There isn't anyone on the cliffs.
And also, when it's... As I learnt the hard way, if you try and bring creatures from other tribes into other tribes, they immediately disappear. So that's probably also why they're not coming over from that way. So should we keep walking?
I just saw a ghost. Hey, you there. Sorry, but does Tlisoli live around here?
Oh, you're a delivery person?
Oh, are you the one who's supposed to deliver
I
the
wrote this game.
ingredients?
I don't see any ingredients.
Ingredients? Are you kidding? I was nearly eaten myself. Never mind that now. Those monsters are still hot on my heels. Please, you've got to help me.
Xilonen, where'd she go? Whoa, she's already gone up to fight the monsters? Let's go help her out!
It's the whole rock squad.
Bring it!
Problem is, I'm not going to get any of the bonuses out of her because this is actually 5 different elements in effect right now. The whole thing with her is that you're supposed to have characters stacking elements, but literally I don't have a second other Geo, and everyone else is a different element because I always go for that approach with it to always try and make it a bit of everything.
Gotcha.
Keep me a bit balanced around instead of like prioritizing.
Beg for mercy. There is no escape. All right.
Hear the echoes of the valley! Alright, that should be it for the monsters. Yeah, it was easier than I thought.
I do need to kind of mess around more and try and get more of a feel for the Natlan characters, because all of them aren't as simple as they seem, sort of thing, in a lot of ways. You have to kind of get a feel for them. I think the only one, like maybe Kachina, you can kind of just like tap R2 and then just spam jump and you're fine. But you know what I mean, like everyone's got a little bit more under the hood than characters of the past. So I think the most complicated characters before this were usually like, you know, support characters. Yet all of the Natlans have a little bit more under the hood than first assumed.
Oh.
And it'd also be good prep because I imagine Moika is going to be very complex in her own little way.
Strange.
Even if I'll mostly be getting her for traversal.
On the way here.
You didn't provoke them, did you?
Yeah, right. I use this road to deliver goods all the time, and I've never been attacked like this before. It's the main road in and out of the tribe, so people often come here to clear out any monsters. This area is usually very safe. I don't know what happened, but it seems like all the monsters around here have gone berserk. Even the docile Tepetlosaurs are in a frenzy. Tlisoli doesn't even forge ancient names anymore, so why can't she just move back to the tribe? If she comes back, Nechka will even be able to find some playmates. She's so young and hasn't even, Nechka's playmates. No, wait, I feel like my kids have played with her before. They've even told me about Nechka's favorite game. If I remember
Alright,
right,
is the penny going to drop now for Xilonen that something's going on, or is he going to keep on assuming that the heat stroke's doing something to people?
Strange. I always remembered it before. How could I forget all of a sudden?
Look at that! He has a Blaze Gem inscription too!
Yeah, I don't think the inscription is saving their memories as much as it's stealing. I think there's quite a market for the inscriptions.
You should go back to the tribe. It seems like you had quite the scare today. We'll take the ingredients back for you. I'll carry these bags, and you two can carry the rest.
Yeah, Paimon can help too.
Huh? Oh, sure. Paimon can take care of these grain fruit that fell out of the bag.
If you say so. Thank you so much. I guess today's just a really bad day for me to go outside.
That's so weird. Why is everyone we run into today having trouble remembering stuff?
Gee, I wonder if there's a bigger mystery at foot, and they're all carrying blaze gem inscriptions.
Paimon's not sure how to say it, but she's got a strange feeling about this. Like it's all somehow related.
Once you live long enough, you'll eventually start experiencing strange days like this. Let's bring the ingredients back. Otherwise, we won't have anything to eat tonight.
Oh, yeah, the 100-meter dash, let's go. Oh, so can I help you guys? I was just passing by, and you guys are like, hey!
Yes, you are. Qualified after all.
There's no warp nearby, so I kind of have to just kind of make the run every time. It's like, she lives out the way.
Ah, you're finally back. What took you so long? I was starting to worry.
Oh yeah, we ran into some small problems, but everything's fine now.
Alright, as long as everything's okay now. You all have a seat. I'll get the food ready. It won't take long.
As she gets to work on food, cooking up some dishes are set, and they're all on the table.
There's so much
I had to kind of speed run reading that because I knew it wasn't going to give me long.
They were all pretty simple dishes to make. Don't be shy. Dig in, everyone.
No flying on the table, Paimon.
But Paimon can't reach that dish. Could you give Paimon some? Come on.
Ooh, yeah. Can I get another serving, please?
You're done already? Do you even chew when you're eating?
Of course! Didn't I say that I chew up the fish bones? I'll have just one more fish and leave the rest for Nechka.
It's okay. Just go ahead and eat all you'd like. Nechka can't eat these dishes anyway. Her body is too weak to digest these kinds of things. I'll just make some broth for her.
Oh no. But Paimon thought she'd already recovered from her illness.
Injuries caused by the abyss cannot be undone. The doctor said the fact that she's stable is already quite a miracle. But it's okay. Nechka can talk to me now and can even hold my hand. That's more than I could ask for. Even if she will never again know that I am her mother.
What do you mean?
The doctor said the abyss has had an irreversible effect on Nechka's soul. She's lost all her memories from before she was injured. The doctor also said this sort of memory loss isn't like simply forgetting something. Rather, she can no longer remember anything from before that fateful day.
Huh? But how does that happen?
You know about the woven scrolls that the Masters of the Nightwind use to record things, right? Well, generally speaking, forgetting things is like when the woven scrolls would gradually start to fade. As long as you repaint and weave the threads again, the faded memories will come back to life. But the case of Nechka's memory loss is as if her woven scroll had been cut in two, and the portion of the past was burnt to ashes. The books she loved to read, the flowers she took joy to grow, and the time she spent in this house were all cut off by the abyss, and can never be retrieved again. As one example of that, Nechka now only sees me as a strange, unfamiliar auntie who claims to be her mother. She's a good kid, and doesn't want to upset this lady who's been taking care of her so much, so she still calls me Mom. But I've always had a feeling that she's constantly wondering about things like, where is her real mother? Why is she stuck here in this house? Was she abandoned? Nechka really has no idea that her real mother is right in front of her, and has never left.
So you plan on recreating Nichika's woven scroll all by yourself?
What do you mean?
Or should I say, you've already started reweaving that scroll long ago?
Oh, a blaze gem inscription.
The delivery guys. I saw it hanging from his waist, so I asked to borrow it from him. Don't worry, I'll return the inscription to him once we've figured everything out. These things aren't cheap, after all.
When did you know?
Yeah, I noticed it back when blaze gem inscriptions suddenly became popular among the tribe. It was then that I also noticed that everyone wearing blaze gem inscriptions had varying degrees of memory loss. Traveler, you've picked up on it too, haven't you?
Everyone's memory loss has something to do with Nichika?
Accessories made using ancient names forging techniques. For what's only supposed to be a pretty souvenir, this inscription contains a phlogiston engraving with a truly overkill level of complexity. The shapes and patterns of these engravings are also identical to that of an ancient name. By making just a few slight adjustments to the layout and connections of the main pattern, you can pretty much qualify this blaze gem inscription as a bona fide ancient name. And yet, you've never told anyone about these engravings in the blaze gem inscriptions that can be activated at any time. Am I right, Auntie?
I knew you were a sharp one, Xilonen. That's right. I have a way to cure Nichika and restore all her memories. It's actually quite simple.
I just have to take it from everyone else.
I want to forge an ancient name for Nichika that contains all of her past memories.
But ancient names must be approved by the Wyab.
And the reason they must be approved by the Wyab is because the memories they bear are all stored within the ley lines. Extracting those memories from the ley lines requires the Wyab's assistance. But your plan wouldn't need you to do any of that, right, Auntie? Your blaze gem inscriptions will help you complete that part of your plan in the ley line's place. You will use the inscriptions to form a massive memory bank for Nichika. And the ancient names you're trying to forge will be used to extract corresponding memories from the memory bank.
A memory bank? Wait, so the reason all those people were having trouble remembering stuff is because the blaze gem inscriptions took away any memories related to Nichika?
Even though Nichika has forgotten her own past, her life was still witnessed by other people.
Using other people's memories of Nichika to reconstruct her past? This is the first time I've heard of such an idea.
You've seen through my plans, Xilonen. You're as outstanding as ever. Far more brilliant than me. I intend to use this method to collate all the memories related to Nichika and allow her to regain her past again.
But wouldn't extracting memories like that hurt the person carrying the blaze gem inscription?
Not at all. Every time a blaze gem inscription extracts memories, the process is under my precise control. That way, there's no chance of anyone in the tribe getting hurt. This is the central inscription that controls all the other blaze gem inscriptions, which will also soon serve as Nichika's ancient name.
You made all of this yourself, Tlusoli?
Even though it's not an official ancient name, there's still a lot to do on your own.
Yes, it was lots and lots of work. It was truly exhausting. Or perhaps I've just grown old. You saw it yourself. I nearly fainted just from being in the sun. I could collapse tomorrow, or even in the next few moments. But Nichika's ancient name is still far from completion. I've solved the issue of storing memories, but I still don't know how to connect Nichika up to this central inscription.
I thought you just modify your own ancient name.
I considered it, but this matter doesn't have anything to do with my ancient name. It's of no help to me, and I don't need its help now.
You know the price to pay for making something like this.
Yes, I do. But as long as I can get my Nichika back, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Otherwise, Nichika won't have any chance of reclaiming her past once I'm dead and gone. She won't remember me, and she won't even remember why her name is Nichika. When that time comes, she'll be left to drift around the world all alone, unknowing of where she came from, or where she should go. She is my daughter, the one to whom I gave the Nichika name. Whether it be as her mother, or as a name engraver, I can't simply stand by and let her name disappear.
Xilonen?
Let her decide what to do.
I'll take the central inscription with me. I'm going to completely disassemble it to confirm its components and uses, and I won't make any promises until I've checked everything. Say goodnight to Nichika for me, Auntie.
Oh, wait. I've also finished the inscriptions for the Traveler in Paimon. Let me fetch them for you. I'm sorry it took me so long to finish them.
Hold on, Auntie. The Traveler and Paimon have never met Nichika before, so you can't draw any memories from them.
That wasn't my intention. They're just ordinary gifts. Please, take them.
Huh? What was that noise?
Nichika must have woken up and wants to get out of bed on her own. Sorry, I'll go check on her first. Nichika! Don't try to get out of bed. Just tell Mom if you need anything.
You go ahead and take care of Nichika, Auntie. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon. There are a few things I want to tell you.
Yeah, I don't even think during then she was being 100% honest with
Let's
us.
head back to the tribe first. There are some things I need to get from my workshop.
And I think even Xilonen knows.
Disassembling the central inscription? It's not going to be easy.
What she's doing is kind of, immoral. Hey, yeah, let's just steal memories other people have of her, so she can restore her kids' memories. Ooh. I get it, but still, it's kind of like, there's got to be another way. But let's see what Xilonen has in store, what she's planning.
You two can wait outside for a moment. I just need to go in and grab something. The workshop is a little messy, so unfortunately, I won't be able to show you around.
But mess is what I like best.
Oh, yeah, that's not really what I mean. It's not the mess that's really the problem. It's just that the workshop is cluttered with way too much stuff. Books, files, and even ancient texts I got from the Masters of the Nightwind. Everything's piled up to the ceiling. You probably won't know where to step once you're inside. Kachina suffered quite an unfortunate series of events the last time she went inside. Well, I suppose it was my fault for being so focused on searching for information at the time that I forgot to lock the door. After entering the workshop, she was shocked to find herself face to face with a massive woven scroll from the Masters of the Nightwind, and then she turned around and knocked over a huge stack of forging blueprints. She tried to step out of the way, but tripped on a poster tube that was behind her, and then boom! The forging blueprints came crashing down right onto her head.
Oh
Was Kachina okay?
She's lucky I noticed in time. I found Kachina in a daze and managed to save her before an entire set of the history of the Children of Echoes was about to bury her. I then dragged her up to the second floor. Ever since then, Kachina always waits outside the door and doesn't dare take a step in whenever she comes to see me.
I thought a workshop was supposed to be full of tools.
no! Yeah, you're an artisan and craftswoman after all. We thought there would be weapons and armor hanging all over the place. But it seems more like a library than a workshop.
Well, my primary work is forging ancient names, which is much trickier than making swords and tools. Aside from the necessary craftsmanship, I also need to consult many ancient texts. You probably already know that each ancient name represents a certain spirit, behind which are countless related stories to support it. In other words, the essence of an ancient name is the physical manifestation of a certain spiritual will. And as a name engraver, when I'm working on a new ancient name, I'm not only trying to give it a physical shape, but more importantly, I'm also trying to understand the spirit contained within the name. And to do that, I have to collect as many related stories as possible and read through them all. But, as you might know, people tend to add a lot of extraneous details when it comes to stories about themselves. For stories that have been clearly exaggerated or altered, I must gather other related stories and information as cross-references. This way, I can filter out all the absurd and exaggerated details and restore the person's life to its true nature. Only in true stories can you find the authentic spirit. And this is the only way for the spirit to become an ancient name that matches its essence.
We've heard about of the concept behind ancient names before, but after hearing you explain the details, Paimon can't help but think that ancient names are really powerful.
Well, you mean you only just figured it out now, Paimon? Come on. What do you mean? Oh, these ancient names, they seem like a real big deal here, don't they? And we all just kind of look at her like... Yes? If only they could be even more powerful.
Well, no matter how powerful ancient names could be, they would never be able to suddenly turn into a blade or allow you to smash through an entire cliff in one punch. It's just a form of spiritual power that's passed down from generation to generation. It doesn't have those kinds of physically tangible effects. Well, take your own names, for example. From the moment you appeared in this world, some person had already prepared a blessing for you. And that person then condensed this blessing into your name and gave it to you as a gift. It may feel like the moment you received your name is already in the past, but it will always stay with you and move with you in the future. Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. Well, that's what Auntie once told me. And with this blessing, people will become more confident as they walk into their future. To put it another way, it's like having a lamp in your hand as you walk through the darkness of night.
Oh, Paimon gets that. If you're alone when you're walking in the dark, it's easy to get scared and tired quickly. But if someone else is walking with you, then it won't be nearly as scary. And, well, you might still get tired, but it'll still be a whole lot better than walking alone. The Traveler always has Paimon by her side, though, so she'll never have to worry about that. Oh, Paimon sure many wish they could be in your shoes, Traveler.
Please, you're always the one that gets tired when we're on the road.
Paimon's always flying, of course it gets tiring. But we're getting off topic. We can talk about that later.
Or at least try not to eat so much.
Anyway, this is what
Anyway.
when I was training as a name engraver. And to be honest, I've only understood 20% of what she said at most. I've never been able to figure out the rest.
But doesn't that mean you basically don't get it?
Well, that's not entirely true. Auntie and I have at least come to a consensus on the most important thing. You know what? I am sick of talking. We can talk about all of this later. Please, wait a moment while I grab my things.
Well, yeah, I heard that bang. Xilonen opens the door and walks into her workshop. Some unsettling crashing sounds come from the workshop, followed by some agonizing creaks and squeaks. Eventually, Xilonen rushes out the door with a box in her arms. She then turns around and kicks the door closed, shutting the sound of dusty books falling into the ground inside.
Did you hear a whole section of something collapsing there just now?
It's fine, it's fine. It was just a bunch of very old ancient name records. I've already made copies of them. I kept this set of phlogiston wedges in the back, so it wasn't
Okay, so her
easy to
place is
take
like a proper,
out.
like, hoarder's den of
Resort to
books.
brute
Got it.
force. Come on, let's go disassemble the central inscription. It shouldn't take long.
Help Xilonen dismantle it. Right, back up top we go.
Here we are. This is the place.
This cliff is pretty high. What are we going to do here? Are we going to climb to the very top and then throw this inscription down the cliff?
We're disassembling it, not destroying it, Paimon.
I'm going to use phlogiston to make an engraving circle on the cliff wall. That will allow me to investigate the internals of the central inscription. Now let me see if this thing can even turn on. I was still an apprentice last time I used it. Before we attempt to engrave the inside pattern of an ancient name with phlogiston, we always use this to draw out the engraving diagram on a cliff or open ground. Only after we've confirmed that phlogiston can flow properly through the internal engravings can we start formally working on the small internal engravings of the ancient name. If we want to dismantle the central inscription in a non-destructive manner, we'll have to use this thing. I really don't want to engrave such a large diagram with my bare hands.
Oh, Oh, so you'll be able to see what it looks like on the inside without ruining Tlasoli's inscription?
For the most part. If it were just an ordinary unfinished ancient name piece, I'd just take it apart and pour phlogiston into the internal engravings to see everything. But since it's a central inscription, it would be better not to destroy the blessing that Auntie has prepared for Nichka.
So, Xilonen, does this central inscription fall under the 20% you understand about ancient names, or the other 80% you don't understand?
There's an 80% chance that it's the 20%.
Oh, don't worry. As I said, Auntie and I share an understanding of the most important principle, which is names are intrinsically valuable. Only by having names can things be sorted and categorized. They allow the world to become more orderly and identifiable. For example, when I order ore, I would usually say I need volcanic crystals of about 35% purity and no more than 3% of impurities. Without specific names, I would only be able to go to the ore merchant and say, I want this and this. No, this isn't it. That one. No, not that one either. Yeah, you see what I mean? Names are a crucial part of how we standardize our workflow. Without names, the work would be impossible.
So you're talking about it from a technical perspective?
Yes, because forging ancient names is first and foremost a technical job. There's no debating that. As for the question of why it's important, as long as it does not affect your ability to perform your work, you'll gradually understand it as you put the process into practice.
You really care about efficiency above all else, then? And sounds like the most effective. Yeah, I'll do the first option.
After all, creating an ancient name is quite the complicated process. Well, let me break it down even further. We're not in the tribe right now anyway. Essentially, by forging ancient names, I'm assigning nicknames to the heroes in Natlan's history. Giving someone a name is a subjective expression. You just need to express your hopes and wishes for them. But giving someone a nickname is a much more objective expression. To come up with a fitting and accurate nickname requires much thought and observation. If ancient names or nicknames aren't descriptive enough, no one will remember them anyway. So the best I can do is gather all the information I could and try to come up with the most fitting nicknames possible. Even a minor mistake in the process could cause people to misunderstand the nickname. For a name engraver such as myself, such mistakes would be considered a major blunder.
I don't know why. Anytime I hear the word blunder, my mind immediately goes to Persona 4 Arena. When you go for Minark, I always pronounce his name wrong. The evil version of Sho with the persona, Minazuki, I think. If you miss his his command grab, he goes, "I made a blunder" in the dub, and because I mained him a lot back in the day, that line just stuck out to me a lot because you would use it every now and then, and also you don't hit every single shot you shoot. So your nicknames need more thought and observation, Paimon.
Paimon isn't trying to come up with a nickname for Xilonen. Besides, all of Paimon's nicknames have been very descriptive. Everyone can remember them.
Phew, now I'm curious. Why don't you, come up with one for me?
But yeah, Paimon, with the exception of Tone Deaf Bard, I can't remember any of them. I know you give them out. I know you have, they're mostly insulting, and I know you have one for, Arataki Ito, but I can't remember them.
Are you serious?
Of course. This is also my line of work, you know. Go ahead.
A nickname? Xilonen.
Paimon's been put on the spot.
She uses phlogiston to forge weapons and make names for others.
Don't overstress, Paimon.
Smith?
Yeah, not bad, and quite fitting too. I'll remember it. But, you should keep observing my work, Paimon. Maybe you'll come up with an even better nickname. Right, okay, time to make like a smith and start smithing. Watch closely.
After a second, I was like, what is... It looked like we was in, a 2D section. I was going to be like, what the fuck's going on here? Shadow Generations isn't out for, another week. What do you mean?
Adjust the inclination by 2 degrees. Stop. The error margin is within an acceptable amount, but I'll extend the
shit.
inscription link a little more just to be safe. I'll leave some space here. When the linked engravings are activated,
Oh, this is so weird.
the inscriptions here will overlap with each other.
Like, writing down like this, it's so weird.
And there. That should complete the flow.
Amazing, Xilonen! You were running all over that cliff as if it was flat ground!
Is this the power of the Children of Echoes?
Oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with my tribe. It's just the phlogiston adhesive I have on my shoes. But after all that running around, I'll have to infuse them with more phlogiston again. Huh. I should prepare a spare supply of phlogiston to bring with me next time.
Don't tell me you actually already covered head to toe in work equipment.
More or less, yeah. I usually have at least the key equipment on hand. I can show them to you when we next find the time, but let's get to work first. Let me see. Start with Anchor 1 and activate it with Density 3 phlogiston.
It looks like she's just made a computer mouse and it's just tilted to the side. Like, turn your head to the left. That's just a mouse.
Whoa! A super huge diagram just appeared! Tlasoli's central inscription is even floating!
After some time, the blast of Flistogen cease and the central inscription returns to Xilonen's hand.
So are you done checking the inscription, Xilonen? How does it look?
I didn't find any anomalies in the phlogiston engraving. All the adjustments are indeed based on ancient name engraving techniques.
So you're saying that everything's normal?
That means we can help Tlasoli and Nichka now, right?
Yeah, well, probably, but I have good news and bad news. Oh, but I'm also just going to go ahead and share both, so it's not like you'll have a choice in the matter.
Paimon will cover her ears after the good news.
Alright, Paimon, you do that.
Well, even if you cover your ears, the issue will still continue to exist. But, before we get to that, I want to ask the Traveler a question. What are your thoughts on absorbing memories?
It somehow doesn't seem right.
I knew you felt the same way, and that'll save me some initial explanation. I've never been very good at that anyway. It's, hard to control the absorption of memories. Technically speaking, this type of inscription has the power to do far more than absorb memories related to a single person. By herself, Auntie can't handle that level and scope of work, but if she has accomplices, it is completely possible for her to use this inscription to accomplish far bigger things.
Accomplices? You make it sound like she's committing a crime!
Well, here's the good news. Yes, this Blaze Gem inscription would be the perfect tool to commit crimes, but we haven't found any accomplices or signs that she intends to put it to such uses. From a purely objective standpoint, we can consider that possibility as yet to be confirmed for now. The bad news is, there's still an underlying problem with this Blaze Gem inscription that cannot be ignored. I believe I've mentioned this before. Ancient names operate with the help of the Wayub, granting them the power to read information kept in the ley lines. In this process, the Wayub actually function like relays, helping the ancient name bearer sense the information from within the ley lines. If you remove the Wayub from the process and don't use any tools, then finding a specific story is akin to trying to scoop up a specific grain of sand from a rushing river.
So before you're even able to retrieve the sand, you'd most likely drown.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who attempts to do so will likely lose most of their cognitive function or become a babbling madman who talks to themselves all day long. Now, let's consider the memories that Auntie has gathered as the ley line, and Nichka as the only ancient name bearer of this ley line. There's no way Auntie would let Nichka plunge into the river of memories without any tools. she'd only be overwhelmed by the surge of memories. And considering that Nichka has forgotten all of her past, she'll be unable to work on her own to accurately find the correct past.
Oh, for the record, guys, sorry I'm not talking too much. Other than the fact that I like just absorbing and taking the information in, I am genuinely very tired. If it hasn't been clear since like my tone of voice when I'm talking, or like I mentioned it back on, I think it was Thursday, this week has just taken a bit out of me. I'm just very, very, very tired. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because, you know, I'm going to basically just be chillaxing to the max tomorrow. I kind of have my schedule vaguely sorted out for next week. Like, I say vague, so I might make some changes. But Silent Hill 2 is going to be the priority because I want to get that finished next week. Because I want to play other games than that during October, like for like spooky season. And when Sonic X Shadow Generation comes out, that's going to be very dominant. Although it won't be that long. Apparently Shadow Generation is about as long as Sonic Generations. And Sonic Gen, you can get that done in like 6 hours. Ignoring like all the side content, but Shadow Generations, like that will only be like a small handful of streams, really. You know what I mean, though. Like I still want to kind of keep things in some degree of control, because part of one of the things I wanted to start this month was Lies of P, but I wasn't expecting Silent Hill 2 to be good. I wasn't expecting it to not only be good, but really, really good, so that kind of got put by the wayside. I might try still to see Sight, but no guarantees whatsoever. Because I also want to do Haunted Castle Revisited. The stream I'm going to do on actual Halloween will probably be Castlevania Bloodlines. Finally just suffer that game and get it out the way. You know, the one Castlevania I don't like. But I want to do other stuff as well. Forbidden Siren joins PS Plus this month, which is fitting because that was directed by the Silent Hill 1 director. If you're from the US, you might only know it as just Siren. But yes, it's that game. The one that's extremely complicated, like very puzzly, but also kind of fucking terrifying once you get far enough into it. But one thing at a time. But yes, and Forbidden Siren is joining it, and I'm kind of debating, maybe not as a full playthrough, but at least doing like a one-off on that at some point to kind of show it off. I was never too big into the Siren games, but I think it'd still be worth kind of like showing off to kind of show like the legacy of like where some of the members of Team Silent went off to. It's the same reason why I'd love to show Fatal Frame off at some point, because it's another loose thread of ex-Team Silent members that went on to do other things.
Only Aunt Tlisoli can help her filter the correct memories of her past. So, if my hypothesis is correct, Auntie is actually planning on turning herself into nature.
To be fair, most of my streams have been decided, or like what most of my projects have been decided all the way till the end of next March now. The only gap we was going to have was in February, but to my sheer excitement and surprise, out of nowhere, they announced Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remastered yesterday, and it's coming out on Valentine's again. So literally a year after 1 through 3. So that's wild. How technically in the span of 12 months we've had 7 Tomb Raiders on modern platforms because Legends became backwards compatible from the PS2 version. So now the only 2 missing after this is Anniversary and Underworld being available on all platforms inherently. I still hope we get a remastered trilogy of Legend, Anniversary and Underworld just because Underworld fucking needs it. But if it's at least like the emulator ports, because we know that they are working on a proper built-in PS3 emulator now instead of just streaming it. If they can at least get Anniversary on the like PS2 like emulated like they did with Legend, and then at least do Underworld, I'll be more than happy with that. I genuinely will, especially with Anniversary because that's not only my favorite Tomb Raider, but one of my all-time favorite games. And the anticipation after Legend got dropped that any month Anniversary could be dropped as well has been so much. It's been drowning me in like my anticipation of like Anniversary could be next month, but I doubt we'll know until it's very close to it. I will say though is that it's inadvertently been a fantastic thing that Square Enix sold Tomb Raider. It was one of those things that was very concerning at the time, but it's ended up being a blessing for them because of how much we're getting. You know, between the TV show, Tomb Raider Next is still coming, between now 6 remasters from Azsphere, from all of the entire classic saga is going to be available on modern platforms, including AOD, which is very exciting because I genuinely love Angel of Darkness. And you know damn well I'll be covering that trilogy as soon as I can. I'll probably do the same I did with 1, 2, 3, where with 4, 5, and 6, I'll do one game a month. Like, I will do Last Revelation first. Last Revelation should be the hardest for me to get through because Last Revelation came out during a time where renting was at an all-time high, so the game's kind of designed to make you get stuck for people who rent it to then make them want to, you know, buy it. That you don't finish it during the rent period, basically. Chronicles will be interesting because Chronicles I've got a score to settle because I genuinely really don't like Chronicles. It's my least favorite Tomb Raider, but it's also been years since I last touched it, so it'll give me a chance to kind of bury the hatchet a little and kind of rise to the challenge. But AOD, despite its glitches and problems, I genuinely unironically love that game. And I'm very curious to see what they will address and fix with AOD in the remaster. Well, the only other thing I need to do is at some point fire up 1, 2, 3 remastered and like make a note of how I set my controls. That I need to make a note of how I set all my controls because I basically remapped everything. After a while, like after like that, like I think it was even like before I did that first stream with TR1, I remapped a few things. But after that first stream, I remapped a lot so I could do everything I needed to do for both modern and tank controls whenever I needed to make the swap. So I need to actually do that, so when 4 through 6 comes out, I can just apply my remappings and not confuse myself. There'll be a couple things to adjust to anyway, because there is like a stealth button in like AOD, and like the way it handles your equipment and movement is different. Whoops, I accidentally kicked something on my desk. So, you know, I probably have to like figure things out when I get to it, but we'll see. I'm very curious to see what they do with like gameplay changes, because there were a few things in AOD that were inherently just weird changes from the like older games, like not being able to jump and shoot. But one thing at a time. I also hope that they, you know, as weird as it may be, I think like with AOD it'll be the most apparent because it would look jarring. Because of how simplified the HUD and how, like, muted they try and make the HUD in a lot of areas in AOD. But if they include health bars, I genuinely think it will do a world of good to help figure out some of the bosses for newcomers. Because one of the biggest problems of AODs is that some bosses, particularly that one ghost at the end of, like, the 4-element temple, straight up just don't react to damage, and so it's very difficult to figure out when it's hurt enough that you can start getting a move on to try and grab the painting. To try and get the Obscura painting. Whilst in the original, like, I think the biggest recommendation people always say is the moment the ghost stops moving, save, then run for the Obscura painting. So if you're wrong and it's actually not stunned, you can just load and you know you're probably just at least a bit closer. But so I'll do that when I deal to that. The biggest thing I hope they fix is the AI on the invincible men at the end of Chronicles. Like the very last mission of Chronicles, you have to like lure 2 bulletproof men into like poison rooms to get them to suffocate from them. But one of them, if you save during the mission, it bugs out his AI and it makes the mission impossible to complete. So I'm really hoping that they fix that at least. There's some things I don't mind them leaving, but that's one of the ones where it's like, no, they kind of need to fix that.
In an ideal world, this would be perfectly fine, as long as every extracted memory is correct.
And also, there's no like golden edition or bonus stuff
back.
for Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6. The only extra bonus was the times, which is 1 level in 4. So I don't have to worry about, hopefully, 269 more trophies. Hopefully it'll be a glimmer more reasonable, because it'll just be 4, 5, and 6. I imagine they'll still squeeze in a few like cheeky things here and there. Like, I'm willing to bet in AOD, because there's 2 different people that can give you the quest to get the thing out of the nightclub. There will probably be a trophy for doing it one way or the other, sort of thing. Or like, because there's Pierre in the bar, not to be confused with Pierre that we fought at during Tomb Raider 1, and we'll see him again in Chronicles. And then there's, I forget his name, the old boy outside on the bench. So if you talk to him, he goes, "Leave me alone, I'm busy." And he's like the only person in the area, and he's just sitting on a bench on his own doing nothing. But if you talk to him first, he doesn't say he's busy, he will actually give you the objective. Whilst meanwhile, Pierre will be the one that will ignore you if you try and talk to him afterwards. So it's like whoever you speak to first, that's who you're doing the objective for. It doesn't change anything in the narrative, like, because AOD was unfortunately very rushed. And so a lot of ideas very clearly in your face were planned to be fleshed out, but then just weren't. I'm also curious to see if they will finish a couple of, like, the half scrap levels, but it really depends how much time they had. Because AOD... for those who, I know I've gone on a huge tangent here, but Angel of Darkness, that game was genuinely about a third of the intended size when it released because of deadlines, rushing, budget issues, development exhaustion, basically like a lot of things going wrong. But apparently, like, there was at least one level, and we know it because you can literally see it, because there's a point where you go through a door, it fades to black, and when it fades back out, Lara's suddenly in a different costume. And there's no explanation for it. It's like, gee, I wonder if there was a level between that would have explained that was just completely cut at the last second. And it's like things like that. That level was apparently mostly done. It just wasn't done enough to be able to squeeze it in. So I'd be super curious to see, like, if they, go back and if they can repair it, assuming they have some of the original code. Because we don't know if they just reverse engineered them or if they actually have some of the original code or what. The fact that it's such a fast turnaround from 1, 2, 3 tells me that, like, they already kind of had a template or had things running that they could do it, but it still depends on AOD. AOD is still going to be the ultimate question mark. Yeah, I did appreciate that you can actually see the lasers way clearer in the remaster from what we saw in the trailer than when you're, like, raiding the museum. Because it was very easy to kind of miss them. I imagine there's going to be a trophy for getting through the whole museum without getting caught, and for that I'm just like, how? I think that's going to be an interesting one, but we'll see. So I'm like, the biggest thing with the remaster, I'm excited for Last Revelation because of my history with it. I'm interested in getting back the Chronicles to kind of settle my score and settle my feelings with it, but I am so happy and so excited that AOD is included. Because a lot of people thought that they just weren't going to include AOD, and the next time they remastered it was just going to be 4 and 5.
And I also believe
because AOD is such a hard game to pick back up to try and fix as a programmer. Like, even modders have had difficulty over the years, despite their best efforts to fix a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of fucking mods for AOD on the original PC release that tries to fix and overhaul a lot of things. So it doesn't change the fact that there's still a lot of inherent problems. So I'm not expecting them to fix everything, but if they can at least, like, get rid of a lot of the jarring glitches, I think it would help make AOD stand on its own 2 feet a lot better. And this is coming from someone who loves that game, because I genuinely do. I think AOD is a fantastic game let down by technical problems.
But Auntie is not a Waiub. Her body won't be able to handle the load for long.
I see. So this is a problem that we can't ignore.
But how can we solve this problem? No matter how we try, Tlasoli will...
She's ready to pay the price.
Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. I've also made up my mind. Come on, let's go see Auntie.
But yeah, when that drops in February, that will be priority. And I'm glad it's February and not March, because, like, the further away and more spaced out things can be from fucking Ale Yumir, the better. Because that's going to be very dominant when that drops. But there's also other stuff I haven't got back to. Like, I don't know. I'm so sorry to Final Fantasy fans who watch my stuff. I don't know when I'm getting back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I want to, but there's also a lot of other things I want to play. I want to play more SH2 because we're a little past halfway. There's like 4 key areas, and we've just started the Abyss, which is like the 3rd key area. After that, we're going to go to the Rosewater Park Hotel, where like there's like the last big key area of the game. So like we've only got so much of that left. Like, theoretically, if I get all of the Abyss area done in one stream, Rosewater Park doesn't usually take too long, so we should be able to get it done in like 2 streams. Maybe 3. I'll probably make it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be SH2, because then we'll probably get it done on the Wednesday then. If we don't get it done on Tuesday. And then the rest of the week be Adlet Ayesha. Obviously I want to do Adlet Ayesha, I also want to do Death End Request 2 before Code Z's out.
You've made your decision.
Sonic X Shadow Generations is about a little over a week away now for early access players. I might stream this Star Rail update, because the next update is like we're going back to Penacony and we're getting introduced to a major villain, so I feel like maybe it's important that I cover it. But once again, similar to the Sunshow Lawfu story arc that's been going on for the past couple updates, it really depends when it's out if I think it's like important enough to the background story to need to cover it. The Sunshow Lawfu, the only regret I have is I wish I could show more people Fei Xiao, because I think she's fantastic. But that's kind of it. Like, the rest of it was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Yun Li is a fun character that I'm sure I'll talk about when I next get to a Star Rail stream. And there was sacrifices and compromises and a full story arc sort of thing, so there will be things to talk about To be honest, I think I'll probably, whenever I next stream Star Rail, I'll probably end up spending like the first half hour of that stream just talking about what happened. Because it is pretty cool, and there was a new weekly boss out of it that was pretty fun to fight. Even if it is pretty damn hard, like, Jesus Christ, the possessed Fei boss is really difficult. I'm like, wow, okay. Like, it takes a lot longer to beat it than any of the other weekly bosses. But yeah, I'm kind of half debating covering that, so that would make that, because that's the same week as SXX, SXS generations. That is hard to say quick. So that might be a bit of a juggle. So also I want Ayesha done, so because I want to not leave that hanging like once we start the Dusk Saga. But also, like, so I want to get Dirk 2 started because I really like playing Dirk 2, and I want that done before Code Z's out. Code Z's early next year. We don't actually have a concrete release date yet, but I'm hoping January. I doubt it will be, but if it's January, it gives me good time to do it, leaving time open for February stuff to then leave time open for Yumiya in March. Sort of thing. Like, it allows me to space things out better. But then equally, as I've mentioned it before, I will be taking a week off in November, which although is necessary, I do need it because it has been kind of weighing on me, and I think that week off will do me a world of good. Even though it won't be completely a week off, because I am going to start working on my end of year video during that week. Because I want to, because I didn't do one last year because I just didn't have the time, but I want to do another, like, what were my top 5 games of the year in November, because I think that'll be a good time to do it, because there's nothing really coming out in December that I'm interested in, so I might as well do it then. But, I want to kind of start working on that in November, because that'll be after the last of, like, the releases I'm interested in come out. But yeah. But because of that week off in November, it'll obviously anything that isn't finished or isn't working along will get delayed a whole week, just inherently.
Yes, here's some research that I've done.
But I digress.
You can reference it to modify the way the central inscription operates. I'll also help you continue working on the Blaze Gem inscriptions, but I must have complete control over all the inscriptions and the ability to oversee their uses. The memories that can be absorbed by the inscription will be limited solely to Nichika's past.
Oh, doorbell.
We'll
1 second,
plan
guys.
a set time frame together from which the memories can be drawn from shortly.
Oh, I'm back.
If you attempt to extract any memories beyond this scope, then I'll consider that as committing a criminal act and halt all work related to the central inscription. After the memory bank is constructed, the Blaze Gem inscription's absorption functions must be stopped immediately. Only functionalities for outputting memories will be kept.
I accept. Thank you, Xilonen. I really...
Auntie, you know I can't stand it when you do this. If you needed my help, you should have just said so. There's no need to beat around the bush like you did.
Using technology for ancient names to forge other things without permission is no trivial matter.
Yes, it's a major departure from the technology's intended use, but it's nothing compared to a child who needs help, compared to a name that's about to be lost. But once this is all over, you must come with me to see Pakal and discuss everything that happened.
That's fine. I'm willing to accept any punishment for my little Nichika.
All right, let's clear off the table and come up with a plan. I need some time to consider how to let Nichika control the Blaze Gem inscription on her own and extract the memories from her past. Oh, by the way, did you give the book to Nichika?
How could I just hand her a birthday present that you specially brought for her? I've picked out a box and packaged it up. Wait till her birthday and then bring it to her. It'll be a nice surprise.
No, it's just an old book. There's no need to...
Oh, is
That didn't
Nichka
sound good.
in? But what was all that noise? It sounded like something broke.
Maybe she knocked something over?
Uh-oh. What if something fell on her? We should check. Paimon will go have a look.
Nichka, don't hurt yourself.
Xilonen, is that you? You're Nichka?
I don't like how it's hiding. Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't like how it was trying to hide her face there.
How many times have I told you? Don't get out of bed on your own. You were running a fever yesterday.
Hello, Nichka.
Thank you for the book. I've already read it several times. You've already read it? But didn't Tlasoli package up the book that Xilonen brought?
No, she's all mixed up. The one she read isn't from Xilonen. It's one I bought for her before. A few days ago, she told me she wanted a book. I know nothing about these kinds of books, so I had no choice but to go to the tribe and look for a copy. I eventually found one and bought it for her. I put it in her room once I got back. Soon after, she suddenly developed a fever. I was so busy taking care of her that I forgot about the book and even forgot that she had asked you for a gift.
Auntie, do you know which version of the book you bought?
Which version? The shopkeeper said it was the one with the perfect ending to the story. Apparently that's the only one you can find on the market now. Ugh. It's all my fault. You wasted your money and now it won't even be a surprise.
Oh, it's all right. It's just a book. As long as Nichka enjoys it, that's what matters.
Oh, right. Nichka probably doesn't know us. You're Paimon and Miss Traveler. Mom told me about you. Oh, seems like everyone knows who we are now.
Hello, Nichka.
Yeah, Nichka seems to be doing pretty well today. Since she's been stuck indoors for the last few days, why don't we take her out for a walk?
Let's check your temperature.
Take her for a walk. But considering her condition, I don't think she...
Oh, don't worry, Auntie. She'll be safe with the Traveler and me. We won't leave the tribe, and if anything comes up, we'll be sure to find the doctor immediately. Besides, it's her birthday in a few days, and we need to go to the tribe to buy some things. Let's give her a proper celebration. What do you think, Auntie?
I promise I'll be good, Mom. Didn't you say before that I need more fresh air?
All right. As you wish. I also happen to have a few repaired Blaze Gem inscriptions that I need to get back to the tribe. We can go together. Wait for a moment. I'll go get Nichka's water bottle and some towels. Some medicine. Oh, and a parasol.
So he goes into Nichka's room. After quickly panicking, she came back out.
Talk about being
Packing.
prepared.
You can camp out with all this stuff.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared. Okay, let's go. Please be good now, Nichka. Don't cause any trouble for Xilonen and the others.
Oh, you can let me carry these. And don't be a stranger, Nichka. Feel free to tell us anything. And even I was quite a handful for Auntie when I was little.
Yeah! It's not often you get to go out to play, so just have fun. Everything will be fine.
If you don't stir up some trouble when you're little, then you'll never get the chance again.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. And please don't worry, Mom. I'll be good.
Let's go look for Igno. I've had her Blaze Gem inscription for a while now, and I'll finally return it to her today.
She's like, oh man, that was a good walk. We just teleported over there. What happened to getting some fresh air?
Tosoli, what brings you to the tribe today? Oh, and Nichka too! Oh, she seems to be doing much better now. She's even out and about. I'm sure it won't be long before she'll be playing with Chanil and the others.
I hope so. Here, Igno. This is your inscription. I've finished repairing it.
Oh, thank you for bringing it back for me. Oh, by the way, I came across a piece of good quality ore a while ago. I was thinking of using it to make some pretty jewelry for little Nichka. I remember that Nichka would become so happy every time she saw a shiny ring. Right, Nichka?
I'm sure she'd love that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Give me a moment. I'll bring the ore.
Oh, I can make the jewelry for her. What kind would you like, Nichka?
I would like... something shaped like an embercore flower would be nice. She was always asking me before to make her a
Let the
Genshin
kid
ring
ask.
with an embercore flower design.
Mm-hmm, noted. I'll make that as a gift for her next birthday. Sorry, Nichka. It won't be a surprise for you.
That's okay. Thank you, Xilonen.
Found it! Sorry to keep you waiting. Here, please take it. By the way, Nichka, feel free to write to me if you ever want to know more about ores. Well, I was shocked last time when you wrote me out of the blue asking for a volcanic crystal.
Sorry about that. She can hardly contain her curiosity now that she started to recover. She's still too weak to go out whenever she wants, so she begs me every day to help her write letters to people in the tribe about all sorts of things.
That's how you know she's one of the children of echoes. It's normal for us to be interested in ore.
Everything's looking up! Oh, we're just like the main character in the new version of Tequil the Brave when he was about to save his brother Remak. According to the story, we should be right around... let Paimon see...
The dragon showing up?
Tequil prayed to the goddess of mountains and fire. Let my brother's name ever live on. I am willing to sacrifice my heart and blood in return. The goddess replied, I've heard your prayer, but your brother is no longer your kin. His name has sunken into the deepest of depths.
Paimon.
Then Tequil said, turn my blood to fire so my heart may illuminate the depths. I will bring my brother back before my blood runs dry. Oh, you remembered that whole line, Nichka? Paimon remembers that's exactly what the book... huh?
Oh, the thing's kicking in.
What did the book say?
Yeah, the thing's kicking in immediately. You forgot, but didn't you just read it, Paimon?
Paimon finished both books in one sitting. A lot of their content is nearly the same, so it's easy to get mixed up. But the ending in the older version is more interesting. Even if it's hard for kids to, well, completely understand. Oh, wait! Nichka hasn't read the other ending. It's okay, just wait a bit and Paimon will read it out for you.
That's not true. Actually, I already know the other ending.
You already know the other ending? But didn't you only read the edition your mom got for you?
Hey, what are you all chatting about so happily?
Huh? Mom, Miss Traveler and I were just talking about the ending of that book. We were just talking about how the bad guy was defeated and everyone returned home safely. It's a really happy ending.
Yeah, I think she's absorbing more memories of people who have read the older version as well. That's not the other ending she was talking about.
Aren't happy endings always nice? But if you already read the whole thing, then what will Mom have to read to you at bedtime? Guess you'll have to go to bed early tonight. But I'll buy you some more fairy tales next time, okay?
Okay, Mom.
So how's the ore?
It's pretty good quality. I'll be able to give Nichka a beautiful and durable piece of jewelry for her next birthday. But, you know, for now, let's focus on celebrating her upcoming birthday. Where are we headed to next, Auntie?
Next, let's visit Apishpalan. He should be close by. Stay close, Nichka. Don't go too far.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, this isn't a door, huh? Okay. I was expecting it to, like, swing open, like we're down at the arena. Like we're down at the stadium, where, like, some of the big doors there just swing open. And by some, I mean 2 of them. Yeah, because it's like, there's, like, one here and one here, but there's also, like, one down there and, like, one down there, and neither of them work.
Why do my eyebrows keep twitching today? Strange.
That means you're about to hit the jackpot, Apishpalan.
Okay, that is not even remotely close to how I thought that was going to be pronounced. A Poshpalan.
I didn't expect to have 2 name engravers coming in today. Welcome. What are you looking to buy, Tlazoli? I'll give you a discount like usual.
Whoa! Offering a discount just like that? Tlasoli sure has connections.
She was once our name engraver, and did a lot for the tribe. It's only fair that I offer her a discount.
Thank you for your generosity. I've finished preparing your Blaze Gem inscription. Here, have a look. Come on, Nechka, say thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, so this is Nechka. Tlasoli has shown me some pictures before. It looks like you're doing much better now. How about this? Go ahead and pick anything you'd like from the store. Think of it as a gift from me.
No, that's all right. Mom told me that you've already given a lot to our family.
Oh, well, that was for your family. I've never given anything just for you. If you don't feel like it, you can also let your mom choose for you.
Oh, no need to stand on ceremony, Auntie. Go ahead and pick something for Nechka. His drills and small clamps are good quality. The measurements of each part are exact, and they're always very durable. I always come here to buy things if I find myself in a pinch. Oh, do you have any child-friendly safety scissors? I remember seeing a few different styles.
I have a few in stock, but I put them in the back. Let me bring some out for you to pick.
Oh, no need to bring them all the way here. Why don't we just go in the back and choose there? It should only take a moment.
I don't know much about that kind of scissors. Why don't you just go yourself and...
Well, there are too many different designs and varieties of kid scissors. If you don't come and help me choose, I won't be able to pick one that Nechka would like. Come on, Auntie. It'll only take a moment.
And there goes Xilonen dragging Tlasoli off to buy more stuff. Whew, what a busy day.
Be sure to stay close, Nishka.
I won't run off. Paimon, who's your favorite character in To Kill the Brave?
Paimon's favorite? To Kill, of course. He went through a lot to rescue his family. In the old version of the story, he was never able to reunite with his family, but he was still really strong and fought as best as he could.
I admire his courage.
What about you, Nechka? Which character do you like?
I like Remak.
Oh, the one who was possessed by Kuatlique, but never forgot his brother Tequil. He was also an amazing character. If it wasn't for his determination, both he and his brother would have been defeated by Kuatlique in the final battle.
It seems like you're really immersed in the story.
Of course! A story's only interesting if you can really get immersed in it. Hey, Nechka, why don't we play pretend? You can be Remak, and Paimon will be Tequil, okay?
You just like reciting epic lines.
Miss Traveler, can I play the role of Kuatlique?
But isn't she the villain? In the old version, she even ate Remak and took on his appearance.
That wasn't the one Nechka read.
Ah, right. She read the version with a happy ending. And that one, Kuatlique was defeated and the brothers both survived. Well, it doesn't matter. Only the lines at the end were different. You can go on ahead and say your favorite lines, Nechka. Paimon's read both versions, so she'll be able to play along.
My favorite line is the one from the end. It's...
Come here, Nechka. Look,
She's gonna reveal
you're
that...
sweating.
Yeah, she's gonna reveal that she's actually, like, she knows of the other book, the older version, but the only reason she knows of it is because of, like, the whole memory absorbing thing. It's taking memories that aren't even related to her.
Mom!
Let me wipe your forehead. Now, drink some water. This child. You forget everything as soon as you start playing.
We've picked something out for Nechka. A Paishpalan will deliver it to Auntie's house once he's packaged it up. How was Nechka?
Oh, we were just about to get to the exciting part.
Xilonen, did you leave us with Nishka on purpose?
Really? Oh, now that Paimon thinks about it, Xilonen has dragged Tlasoli away from us a couple of times now. But why?
She has something to say.
Let's talk later. Just trust me and act normal for now.
Yeah, I think Xilonen's cottoned on as well.
Oh, we should head to our last stop, Auntie. It's real hot today, and we shouldn't let Nechka be in the heat for too long.
Right. Let's go see Chevin and head back home.
I think Xilonen's looking for proof, because she said if any of it ends up proving criminal, she will shut it down. And I think she's doing that to kind of, because, you know, a child's innocence can give away crime sometimes, to see if it will end up revealing itself like that. If she mentions she knows the old one, and
I
you find
finished
out why she
preparing your
knows it,
blaze
which
gem
is because it's
inscription,
just
Kevin.
absorbing memories,
I've
then
also
she's absorbing
reinforced
memories
it so
beyond
it
just
shouldn't fall
what
apart
she
so
should
easily now.
be remembering, you know? So it's being exploited to give her more than she should, and it's taking more from others than it should.
Thank you. How about the volcanic crystal? Was it usable?
Yes, thanks for that.
You're welcome. I just want to see Nechka get better.
Thank you, Miss Chevin.
It's fine. Honestly, you're both too polite for your own good.
I was wondering where you got the ore for such a large-scale blaze gem inscription. So you must be one of Auntie's accomplices, then.
Oh, Xilonen.
We already know what's going on.
There was a weird little pause at the start. I feel like Xilonen's voice performance has a weird little pause at the start of every single line. Like, it feels like when it was being edited, there was a little bit of space just before she spoke that they usually edit out, because obviously there's always a little bit of space at the front that they always edit out so it lines up better, that they just kind of didn't. But like I said, we honestly don't know what goes on behind the scenes, especially with all the strikes ongoing. We don't know if like certain things had to be done on like different senses or different times, etc. But it does feel like everything Xilonen says specifically, there's always like an ever so slight pause that isn't really there for the other characters. We were doing our best for Nishka.
You had me worried there. I thought we'd been found out. We'd be in real trouble if Bakal ever got wind of it. To be honest, I won't be able to cover it up for much longer. I've been traveling away from home every few days, and the ore reserves have noticeably decreased. The last time Bakal came and asked me about it, I could only say that I'd been using up a lot of ore to research new styles of jewelry. As for why I had been leaving so often, I said that I had found a new ore vein and wanted to extract some new gems from it. Sorry. I've been talking my head off. Please, come in and have a seat.
Sure, we can sit for a moment, but...
Miss Chevin, can I go see some of the jewelry over there?
You mean Amisha's work? Sure, go ahead. Remember to stay in the shade as much as you can.
Paimon wants to go too! We'll go together. Paimon hasn't looked at Natlan's jewelry very closely yet.
I'll have to buy you some.
Really? Then Paimon's gonna take a good look at what they have.
You haven't bought any jewelry for a
See
while,
what I mean?
Auntie. Why don't you pick one
Xilonen
up?
has like a glimmer of like a delay before the voice starts. Let's keep talking with Nishka.
Come on, Nichka! We don't know anything about Natlan's jewelry, so you can help us pick something out.
Miss Traveler,
Come here, Nechka.
Yeah, she's definitely hiding it.
Sorry, Chevin and Xilonen, but it's already getting late. We should be heading back now. It'll be Nechka's birthday in a few days, and there's still a lot for us to do before then.
No problem. I'll be sure to bring her some beautiful jewelry to celebrate.
Yeah, she's absolutely trying to hide things.
You're getting hot again. Here, Mom will carry you. Let's get going. You forget to take care of yourself once you start playing. Let's go back and we'll have a talk.
I didn't.
Nechka, I never taught you to lie.
Sorry, Mom.
Nichka's looking at us. Paimon feels like something's not right. What should we do?
See what Xilonen says.
No, Nechka was having so much fun today that she forgot the time. It's not a big deal. Let me help carry her home. I'm worried you would also have to recover if you carried her the whole way.
No, it's fine. I'll carry her. Let's go, Nechka. It's time to go home.
Let me leave the tribe carrying Nishka. She's staggering somewhat by the time. And eventually we make it home, yeah? Yeah. She's hiding shit. Everyone knows she is, and the kid, being the innocent kid, wants to talk.
Thank you, everyone, for spending so much time with us today. Please be sure to come to Nechka's birthday party.
We'll be there.
Alright. It's nearly bedtime for Nechka, so let's part our ways here.
Oh, Auntie, remember to give her the book, that copy of To Kill the Brave I brought. I went to a lot of trouble to find it.
I understand. Really, do you think I'd let your efforts go to waste? It's very special to receive a book from you. I'm sure she'll put it somewhere safe. Right, Nechka?
Yeah. Thanks, Xilonen.
Oh, put it somewhere? Isn't she going to read it?
Well, I've read the story to her many times already. She's even memorized nearly every line.
Oh, that won't be a problem, Auntie. Nechka's probably never heard this version of To Kill the Brave.
Oh. What's different about this version?
The majority is about the same, but the ending is different from the one that you bought her. The one I gave her is the unedited version that was originally published. It was released long before Nechka fell ill.
Oh, but I remember you were never very interested in fairy tales, Xilonen.
Huh. Well, I was just thinking that if what you said about Nechka's illness is true, she shouldn't be able to remember anything about her past before her illness. So, the ending to the original version of To Kill the Brave is also part of the past that she should have forgotten. In other words, if she hasn't recently read the old version of the story, then she shouldn't possibly know the ending. Right.
I don't understand. Why are you so concerned about the ending of this book? Even if she does remember the ending, what does that prove? Maybe she snuck out somewhere when I wasn't watching and read the first edition of the story.
Oh, okay, that is a possibility. After all, she does remember things that have happened recently. In which case, yeah, let's go ask around the tribe and see if anyone remembers Nechka reading the book. There are only a few shops in the tribe that sell books, or we can just ask Nechka where she'd read it.
The booksellers all have inscriptions, so there's a chance that their memories...
So, you admit that the inscriptions can affect the tribe's current memories? I was very clear that I would consider that a crime and would stop all work on it.
There must be a few more books at home.
I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit.
I beg your pardon?
Nechka, where did you read that book? Answer me.
Go home, Nechka.
I...
Are you disobeying me?
You're the one who wrote me the letter, Nechka. You're the one who wanted the book. Only you can speak for yourself. We're listening, Nechka. Right here, right now.
Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left.
Silence.
That's the line from the old ending. Nechka remembers it.
I know everything. Xilonen, help me, please.
Something's blocking the door.
Get back.
That was a sick transition. That was a sick transition into the art. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, something's... that might not even be her real mother, and that's why she's been responding the way she has.
Xilonen, wait for us!
The tunnel is blocked. We can't go in. There might also be traps.
Whoa. What are all those things on Nechka's wall?
Which is also why they didn't want us in Nechka's room.
It seems Auntie put all the extra inscriptions she made here.
Where did they go?
If she's trying to finish that ancient name, there's only one place she could go. Come on, follow me.
That was genuinely a really fucking smooth transition. Holy shit. But yeah, she's basically exploiting her kid. We have to pursue her. What's the warning sign say before we dive in? The workshop is closed, no entry. Oh, we found this in 5.0. This is what this was for? We found it in 5.0. It's like, oh, gee, I wonder why it was closed. I wonder what was here. This is Odie's Forge.
What is this place?
Auntie's workshop. It was supposedly closed after she stepped down from her position in the tribe.
Yeah, clearly that isn't
But
true.
it appears that we've all been deceived.
Why are there people up ahead?
If you're up to shady business, you have to hire shady people to help you. Let's go, don't hesitate.
All right, let's finish this fast. Out of the way or get blown away. Quietly now.
All right.
Is there anything else here before we proceed? Oh, right, yeah, she's Geo. So, she's part of the Children of the Echo, so she'll be able to travel across these. Hang on. Yeah, Children of the Echoes can use their abilities to use that. Please? There we go. We make that? I hope we do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Just get me up there.
Come
Hey,
on!
fuck, it's me again.
Your courage.
Let the mountain's veins boil!
You're getting blown away!
Shine down! Gotcha!
Busted. Take it easy.
All right.
God, how far did she fucking run with that kid? Whoa. How high up can we go this? Oh, okay, not that much higher. Okay, more trouble ahead.
All right.
Let's finish this fast.
The echo, because they all said.
That was quick.
Out of the way or get blown away.
Gotcha.
Oh, there's of course there's more trouble. There always is. All right, Artie's turn.
The door's closed here too. Where should we go now?
The transport
Fucking let me pick up the chest.
system still be functioning. Let's go look for the controls and get this cart running again. Maybe it can take us further inside.
All right, so we need to get up on top on that, yeah?
Let's keep going.
Why did she go to dive? What do you mean? Oh shit. Well. Okay, I was gonna say, is it gonna warp us back up, or are we just bugged? No.
Bring it.
Oh, cool.
You got here quick. Impressive.
And now she's gone into full villain mode.
Nichika's up there! What are you planning to do to her?
I never lied to you. All this time, I've only been trying to save my daughter, even though she's not my daughter yet. But once everything is over, she will really become my Nichika.
What is she saying? Is she not Nichika?
Infusing memories, forgetting the past.
So you figured it out. I want to use memories to awaken my Nichika. She has stayed in the Night Kingdom for far too long. She's afraid of the dark and cold. I'm the one who made her stay there alone, so I must bring her back. Don't worry, Nichika. Mom hasn't forgotten anything. She has always remembered your name.
Nichika's already dead.
I'm afraid so.
Then, who's that girl lying up there?
She's a child from my tribe. Her parents were killed in the same abyss attack. But wouldn't you know it, her birthday is the same as
You
that of my
stole
teacher.
her, you fuck.
I raised her and took care of
That's
her for
why.
many years.
Yeah, that's why
I
on the
thought
memory it's
that
like, oh man, she
taking her
doesn't
in would
recognize her as her mother's because you're not. It's right there.
I was so happy the first time she was willing to call me Mom. But then, I suddenly felt very, very scared. Is she really my child? My child's name is Nichika. It could only be Nichika. How could I be happy? My little Nichika is still waiting for me to get her home. As I said, I only want to bring Nichika back, even if it costs me everything. And now, the time has come for me to pay. As for my useless ancient name, it's finally time to put it to good use.
I mean, if it's useless, I mean, can I have it? I kind of need it.
If you're not willing to help me, then you can become the fuel for Nichika's ancient name. Xilonen, you have yet to make a move. I take it you're examining the inscriptions around you. It's no use. I've already set up the Blaze Gem inscriptions, and the engraving diagram has already begun to run. It's all thanks to your ideas. Now, the central inscription will finally become Nichika's ancient name. After Nichika returns, I'll make sure to invite you to her birthday party.
Get behind me, Paimon.
You're not gonna go up there, are you?
Nichika is already dead. We can't let her harm an innocent child.
There's a flaw in this engraving diagram. The weak point is almost about to activate. So on my mark.
Don't worry, Nichika. Don't worry. Mom is here.
3.
Mom will always be with you. I'll never forget you.
2.
Wake up, Nichika. Now. Please, wake up.
1!
It's alright. It's alright. You'll see Mommy soon. Nichika.
Keep back! Those are distorted thoughts. In the mists are the thoughts' twisted cries. If you become tainted by them, they will control you, and you'll never be free again.
Where are you? I don't want medicine. It hurts. It hurts. Why am I alone?
Nichika, why?
No more medicine. Will you stay with me forever? Please never leave me again.
Telasoli, you're the one who twisted Nichika's name into a shackling prison. It's time. for you to hear her true voice. Stone engraved and echoing peaks converge, disperse, in ashes be reborn, for flames born anew, and the blazing dawn.
Mommy will be with you, Nechka, always and forever.
Mommy, I've always been with you. And now you're finally listening to me. The old births the new, as flowers shield the roots, so life ever cycles until we return to the loam. We've known each other a while, but we've never met. You're Nechka? Yes, but I still don't know your name. My name's Nepeka. It really suits you. Nepeka, I bless you from the past and wish that every day of your future will be filled with peace and happiness.
I saw Nechka and was speaking with her, but now, where did she go? Nechka? Nechka? Where are you? Answer, Mommy. Please. Please. Xilonen, you saw her too, didn't you? You saw my little Nechka. I felt her hands and hugged her. I was right. I was right. Those gray shadows were just a minor mistake. I just need to restart the ritual again. Alright, I'll start it again and Nechka will...
Have you still not come to your senses, Auntie?
What senses? I was not wrong. Nothing about what happened was wrong. She's just a little upset and was trying to ignore me. That child sure knows how to throw a tantrum. But I understand. I can accept that.
Enough, Tlasoli! The person you summoned with the Blaze Gem inscription wasn't the real Nechka at all. You collected memories of Nechka from countless people, but you forgot one thing. Among what you gathered were not only real memories, but also countless emotions. Didn't you realize what kind of emotions people would feel upon seeing Nechka's condition? When people held a dying child's hand, when they felt her faint breath and saw the helplessness in her eyes, when they sensed her body growing colder and colder, what could they feel but abject pain and sorrow?
I took those emotions.
You absorbed those emotions into the Blaze Gem inscriptions and solidified them as a piece of her past. Those gray figures were projections of that past. They could only reproduce the appearance of Nechka in her sickly state. What the real Nechka wished to say was drowned out by those twisted and painful thoughts.
I didn't want things to turn out like this. All I wanted was to remember Nechka, to see her again.
Nechka has always been with you, Auntie. Everything has long been recorded on your ancient name. The one you said was useless. You exhausted every option and sacrificed everything in the hopes of saving your daughter. That is undeniable. But have you forgotten the true meaning of your own ancient name?
My ancient name is Undugu.
Kinship.
The immovable love between you and Nechka has already been recorded in your ancient name, but you chose to ignore that. Names are blessings from the past to the future. You told me that, Auntie. You gave Nechka her name, her first blessing. But now, you've turned her name into a prison by taking an innocent child captive, and you've imprisoned yourself.
Nechka is everything to me. Without her, I can't see any future for me. And as for blessings... What blessings have I had since the day she passed? I see her in my dreams every day, grasping my hand, telling me she's in pain, asking me to hold her, but I can't say anything. I can't grasp her hand. All I can do is shout her name over and over again until I wake up. Every day, every single day, I've hated myself, and ancient names too. Who knows? Maybe hate would have been the only thing left to her too.
You think Nichika would have come to hate you? Auntie, do you still remember the last words Nichika ever said to you? Do you remember what her final words really were? The reason you haven't felt blessed is because you've forgotten the true past. Auntie, you've been wallowing in memories of your imagination and refused to let go of them. A name without a past is nothing but a withered tree with no roots, rotting without a future. It's over, Auntie. It's all over now.
Slowly now. Why don't you stay lying down? Oh, on second thought, this might not be the best place to rest. Xilonen, Nichika, Napecha can already stand now, so we made our way over.
Let me help you.
Thank you, Paimon and Miss Traveler. I'm fine, really. The real Nichika helped me just now, so it doesn't hurt much anymore.
That's good. If you became Nichika, then this story would really become the To Kill the Brave. This isn't the place to chat. Come on, let's get out of here.
But what about Tlasoli?
Oh, don't worry. She won't be able to cause any more trouble now.
It's all over. You leave the workshop. Once outside, Xilonen asks you that you accompany... Oh, I didn't get to read the rest of that. We're accompanying her to have the chat away from everything.
Alright, I've locked Auntie in the house with a few ropes. I'll take her to the tribe shortly to be punished for what she did. As for now, we can get away from the house and get some sun. After dealing with all of that, I'm completely out of energy.
I was gonna say, didn't this quest start with her napping?
She's already planned out everything. Xilonen sure doesn't waste time. It's still so scary to imagine. Tlasoli wanted to turn her adopted child into Nichika, and she even nearly succeeded.
Xilonen knew what to do right away.
Yeah, she was so cool in the final moments. She went right into action and took control of the situation instantly.
Well, it's all thanks to Napeika's resilience. She never gave up. If it weren't for her bravely trying to get help, then I wouldn't have noticed Auntie's plan so easily.
You're so brave.
It was thanks to all of you encouraging me. After all, this was already the last idea I could think of. I tried to get the attention of many others who visited before, but they were all either quickly whisked away by Tlasoli or simply refused to believe me. Even if I told them everything, Tlasoli would just blame my illness to cover it up. All she had to do was start to cry, and then the guest would try to comfort her, but completely forget about me. She would inspect all the letters I sent and any gifts I received. And then, if I didn't comply, she would force me to drink some strange medicine. It would put me to sleep for a few days, and it would be hard for me to remember anything. I would see a lot of weird things while I slept, and the walls around me would start talking.
Yeah, they were all the inscriptions being put literally in the walls.
I would be so scared every day. If I wasn't able to get your help this time, I might have just given up.
It's in the past.
You have us now, Napecha. If anyone dares to hurt you again, the Traveler and Xilonen will send them flying!
Yeah. Sorry, I just can't help it.
You are already super brave, and you even managed to call Xilonen for help. Oh, you definitely found the right person. Xilonen isn't the kind of person who gets distracted easily by crying. She pays attention when someone's talking and doesn't miss a beat.
And it was because of your help that I was able to pick up on the details. Without you, it would have been extremely difficult for her to communicate that she needed help. Tlasoli would certainly be more on guard if I tried to speak with her, and would probably have just kept Nepeka locked up in her room again.
So we had a part to play too! But where did Tlasoli even get the confidence to try this scheme? When Nechka was alive, surely many tribe members would have tried to help her. Was she not scared that someone would realize that Nepeka wasn't Nechka?
She must have been using those Blaze Gem inscriptions for a very long time.
That's certainly a possibility. The inscription she created would not only collect information related to Nechka's past, but also actively erase people's memories of Nechka. It's similar to graffiti. If you want to paint something new on a wall that has been painted before, then first you must remove the old painting. It's possible that I was also one of her targets, which would explain why she was so willing to let me have the central inscription.
Whoa, and you still took it? If it were Paimon, she would have thrown that thing away the first chance she had!
Well, you can uncover the truth without taking some risks, right? If I hadn't disassembled the inscription myself, I would have never realized her actual motives.
So you suspected her from the very beginning?
Oh, no, she's my auntie after all. How could I have seen her as a villain from the start? The most I did was keep the possibility and a corresponding plan in mind, and it was just our luck that the worst-case scenario actually happened. But now that I look back on it, we still managed to rescue a suffering child, even if that wasn't our original intention. Anyway, I think we've just about summarized everything and praised each other enough by now. Everything is finally over, and Nepeka can finally be herself.
So, what should I do now, Xilonen?
That is a very good question.
You should do whatever you like, of course. No one's going to lock you up anymore.
But I don't know what I can do. Everything I know is about Nechka. What she'd like to eat, which flowers she enjoyed, how she acted and spoke. I'm not her, but I can only be like her. I don't know, Xilonen. I just don't know.
Oh, don't worry, Nepeka. The Blaze Gem inscription isn't working anymore. No one will force you to be somebody else again.
But I no longer remember anything about myself now besides my name. What if I never remember my life and lose all of my past? I'm scared, Xilonen. What should I do?
Oh, don't cry, Nepeka. Here, take this. I took some ore from Tlasoli's collection and made this as a mold.
A Blaze Gem inscription! You can make them too?
Oh, of course not. It's just a pretty piece of stone. Take it. I've engraved your name, Nepeka, on the top.
Xilonen, what's with your hair? Why is it like floating now? No, she's like leaned her arm forward. What's with the hair physics?
This is your first
like
blessing.
you can see it, right? Like the hair on the right side is like floating now.
Loved you with all their
I get
hearts.
it's just because like it's probably like the properties of like the models and whatnot, but it's still weird.
It has always protected you and stood over you. For all of past, present, and future, it's never strayed far.
But I don't even remember the names of my parents.
Doorbell, 1 second, guys.
I don't remember anything.
We are popular today with parcels. Anyway, I'm back. I remember the name of the parents. I don't remember anything. This poor kid. This poor kid literally, for the sake of her, been groomed into being another person. And now she's just broke away from it. I mean, at least she's not traumatized enough to just be a mess. She's actually being pretty logical about all this. Like, she's kind of saying, like, well, what do I do now? I don't understand this and that. Like, she's not completely just freaking out, which I think anyone would be in her situation.
I won't make any big promises and say everything will return to normal. I'm not sure what kind of future you will face. I can only promise that no matter what the future holds, your name will never fade. This is a blessing given to you by a name engraver. You'll continue to grow and mature as a sapling sprouts upward and becomes a healthy tree, or as birds spread their wings to fly high into the sky. Your name is your starting point, as well as your guide. Remember your name and everything you've experienced, and you'll know how to step into your future.
I'll do my best.
You can do it, Nepeka.
We'll always be with you.
Thank you all. Xilonen, Paimon, and Miss Traveler.
If you really can't come up with what to do, don't worry. Just relax and take it easy. We're from the same tribe after all. If nothing else works, I can always go to the elders and look up your history. And until then, you can stay at my workshop. I can handle another mouth to feed.
So do you have a backup plan? Do you think you can find anything about her?
Oh, I don't know if the plan will work. I'm not even sure who I should look for. Well, rather than placing our hopes on a plan that relies so heavily on luck, we should just focus on ourselves. Well, anyway, enough about all that for now. Let me take Tlasoli back to the tribe first. Oh, come with me, Nepeka. Oh, gosh. I nearly forgot that we haven't even had dinner yet. What would you like to eat?
Huh? Oh, anything. I'm not picky.
Oh, good. Let's go. We have a lot of work to do. We have a very busy future ahead of us. Oh, and one more thing. Happy birthday, Nepeka.
Aww. Oh, that's actually tied to it. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Visit her again on the next day. But this is what I mean, what I was talking about before, where I was like, the Chronicle Tale things are literally just the character quests renamed. And the only concern I have for it is I feel like it will be used. I hope it won't, but I feel like it will inadvertently result in some characters that would maybe have normally got quests, aka 5 stars, not getting them. Or 4 stars not getting hangouts that maybe would have eventually. Because Kachina got fucking nothing, you know? And I know, like, that's, like, it's too early to say, because obviously, like, Lynette, back in the 4.0 series, didn't have a hangout quest in 4.0, she got it way later on. But still, I feel like it's worth bringing up that this new system could inadvertently result in some characters just getting put by the wayside a little bit. Because there's only really 6 character quests I need to worry about. You know, the heroes. Like, you know, like, I mean, at least Auroron might get something, you know, being a 4-star character. Like, he might actually get something kind of cool, which would be a nice bonus. I think that's the thing, though. Like, the 5.2 streams, even though there's going to be no main story progression, it doesn't mean they won't be longer streams. Like, I still think 5.2 will still have plenty to do, because even outside of exploring, there'll be 2 new tribes. And, you know, both of those tribes have heroes that we know of, that we can hang with. I think it's going to be, I always forget the name, Chashka, the archer lady, and Auroran next time, because the Janssen's could be fucking last, unfortunately, in 5.3. I wonder if Janssen is going to be playable in 5.3, or if they're really saving her for later.
You're here. Everything's been taken care of now. I was just about to go have a rest.
So what about Tlazuli? Will she be punished?
Well, the tribe is still discussing that. I mean, not many have ever used ancient names to commit a crime. Pakal will have a lot on his plate.
Yeah, no kidding.
What I do know is that Tlazoli's workshop will be closed permanently, and any remaining incomplete Blaze Gem inscriptions.
But when the next update drops, because I've got 2 weeks off of work in November, and I'm taking one of them off in time off. It drops on that second week, so touch wood, because, you know, I won't be doing... Obviously, I can't predict what I'll be doing a month from now, but in theory, I won't be doing much. They can all be longer streams, so we can get on top of that pretty quick.
And as for the completed Blaze Gem inscriptions, I'll be handling them, which, whew, yeah, yet another hassle to deal with.
I think the only thing I haven't covered is
Anyway,
Kanisha's
at
quest, but that's
least
because
her
that came out when the
ancient
character
name's
became
fine. Otherwise,
playable.
we'd have a real mess on our hands. Oh, and speaking of ancient names...
And that might be the same deal with 5.2. If Auroran's in the second half and not the first half, then Auroran's quest might not be available, so we can just lean on Chashka.
Now, once all the Blaze Gem inscriptions stop working, the memories will return to their respective owners.
All of them?
Yeah, that's right. Huh. Wait, now that I think about it, in her attempt to get Nechka to come back, Auntie made the entire tribe forget about her. Now, Nechka really is gone, but everyone is about to remember her. Phew, what a bizarre turn of events.
How's Nepeshka doing?
She's resting in my workshop. I contacted others from the tribe and told them about my plan to conduct an official investigation into her history. The tribe hasn't responded yet, so I'm planning to take her in for now and teach her some crafting skills. But that's for another time. For now, she should just rest and sleep. After all, she's got a busy future ahead of her.
Aw. Oh, the fuck's back here? Must have knocked them out a while ago. Oh, and there's your bonus rewards for doing it. 30! Holy shit! Okay, yeah, they give you a lot of shit to help, like, work on building the character if you decide to get Xilonen. And we've already claimed that, But yeah, that is basically everything now, other than, like, the timed event, but... I'm kind of going to worry about that in my spare time. I more just kickstarted it so I could access it. But that was pretty fun. I like that story quest. We got to see like how cunning and clever Xilonen could be, while also seeing like how desperate some of the situations get within. Oh, is this upgraded? Now we've done that. Ooh. You recovered a true soul alongside Baraka, and you wish to that soul happiness from here on out. Yeah, because that's... this is so cool. I love that this is a thing. So that's finding the mysterious island. That was the world quest, going down into the volcano. That's what we just did with Xilonen. Not in the volcano, like the lava cave on the ground. That one might just be what one we start with. That was helping Kachina. So for a beloved land. I'm not sure what that one is. Actually, I think this one, if I go straight down, might be when we help Moalani. Because, you know, she lost someone to the stars afterwards. There's mountains, streams, lakes, and seas, grim to know the world. Oh, and that might be exploring base. Is there any hints for the other ones? Ah. Whoops. I was gonna say, is there any way you could click on them and like get hints, but no. Hang on, is that what? Hang on, let me count. We have 6 of them. We'll find out what that did in a second. Oh, okay, 6. It might be like tied to these because it popped up after we got that. Hey, what did that do to Ali? Alright, nothing obvious. Oh, yeah, we can turn that in. Yeah, fuck it, I'll take the screenshot. That was fun. I've ultimately decided, it's mostly because of Xilonen, that I'm probably not going to roll for Xilonen. I do want a new Geo character, as I've mentioned before, but I don't know, I would stay on the fence about it. I mean, if Xilonen gets a rerun, which she will eventually later on, we'll see what happens then and maybe I'll get her. But at least for now, I'm going to hold on to my 200 gems, because I've got enough to get a second 200th. And save that for later. It would be Muika, maybe Xilonen. Maybe Captain. I feel like I'm undecided on a few things. Muika, if the leaks are correct about how she is, I will almost definitely be getting her. It's just like, we'll see. Because Xilonen really kind of sold me on her. If Xilonen is immediately after Muika, or even worse, the same update, then Rotro Raggy, we will have to figure that one out. But although a shorter stream, we have done everything there is to do now in this update in terms of like major stuff. Like I need to do a bit of exploring, and also we've got that limited time event to do and whatnot. But we've done everything. We've done everything that is important for this update, and so I am quite content in wrapping it there. Reminder: I will be taking tomorrow off, mostly because I just want to kind of pass out and rest and stop for a bit. So we'll be back on Monday, presumably with more Silent Hill 2 remake. But obviously, I'll make the schedule probably tomorrow and figure out what I'm going to do then. But until then, as always, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every single video. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time. Peace.